What's the tea?
Well, spill it. Here I go.
Put a finger down if you moved from Dallas to Birmingham, Alabama, because you moved to help a friend out, but that's neither here nor there. In the midst of you living down here, you end up meeting a guy that you felt like was he really was the sweetest person you have ever met. And then he ended up asking you to be his girlfriend, so you say yeah because you really did enjoy him, and you asked God to send you a sign that he wasn't the one, and maybe he did and you just ignored it. And later on you guys started doing a grown-up, and then shortly after that he just started showing that he wasn't wrapped too tight. And then you were like, I don't think I like this. But part of you, the Leo in you was like, I do kind of like him being obsessed with me because you're very self-absorbed. And then your intuition was telling you that you need to leave his ass alone until he finally do some shit that make you want to leave him the fuck alone and run for the hills. So you end up running for the hills. So then 6 months after that, you ended up moving back to Dallas because Birmingham wasn't working for you. But then in the midst of you living in Dallas, he ended up reaching out to you and telling you that he ended up seeing a therapist and that he figured out what was wrong with him. And he actually was seeing a therapist and he really did figure out what was wrong with him. So you like, maybe you guys can make it work. So then you ended up moving back to Birmingham, not for him, but because shit was just happening in Dallas that you knew you weren't supposed to be there. And then in the midst of you moving back to Dallas, you end up pregnant. And then you tell him that you're pregnant and he's super excited, but you tell him like, I start nursing school in November, so I'm not really looking to be nobody's mama right now. And then he like, well, I want you to be a mom and I want to marry you, so I think that we should really do this. And you like, no, never mind, no thanks. And you go get an abortion behind his back just for you to fall sick and ill a month later, and you're feeling super dehydrated. And then you go to the hospital and they're like, hey, are you pregnant? And you like, no, my HCG level shouldn't be non-existent because I got an abortion a month ago. So then the hospital was like, hey, well, let's get you an ultrasound. And then they do a ultrasound just for them to hear a heartbeat, and you like, that ain't right. So then they say, well, let's do one on your tummy. And then you see that one of the sacs are dissolving and the other one is still thriving and alive, and only one, the abortion only had one of the babies. And you like, whoa, so I'm still pregnant. And the lady at the hospital like, yeah, you're still pregnant. So you reach out to your baby daddy like, hey, I'm still pregnant. And your baby daddy like, hey, I'm super excited, but I need to talk to you in person. And then when your baby daddy come and talk to you in person, he tell you that actually he's married and him and his wife cannot have kids. So he got you pregnant on purpose, hoping that you would get a baby to him and his wife because you said that you didn't want kids. And then it all started to make sense because he used to ask you questions about how you feel about surrogacy and adoption. And you thought that he was saying that because you said that you don't know if you can have kids or not because you suffer a couple of miscarriages and you did have an abortion before. So you was just like, maybe that's what it has something to do with. But he really was plotting to use your as a free surrogacy for him and his wife. And then his wife reached out to you because she heard that you say that you're not giving him the baby and that they're going to have to go to court. So his wife reached out to you and she's basically like, hey, I know that you don't know about me, but I know about you in XYZ. And then she offered you $15K and she said that you could still be in a baby life, but the baby has to call you auntie and you have to call the baby niece or nephew because she doesn't want her child to call you mom, even though it's your fucking kid. And then you like, you a clown, you need to leave me alone. And now the baby mama, now the wife that wants to be the baby mama keeps harassing you because you don't want to give them your baby, even though they offer you $15,000. So if you have $15,000, you can afford a surrogacy. And then whenever you go back to the hospital because you see slight bleeding, the doctor's like, oh, we hear 2 heartbeats. You like, no, that ain't right, that ain't right. And then come to find out, you actually are pregnant with fucking twins, and it would have been triplets had you not gotten an abortion. And now you really want an abortion because you like, this can't be true, this can't be it, just for them to tell you that you're too far along to get an abortion in a state that you want to go get the abortion in. And now you're stuck with a baby daddy and that's married to a crazy psychotic bitch that's 15 years his elder, and he's 24 and she's 39. And they met while he was in high school and she was working at the high school. Just me? Okay. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I've been seeing a lot of comments like from Texas to Alabama. In the beginning, I said I moved here to help a friend. I don't know. Then I go to y'all profile. Y'all live in Alaska. What's that about? Y'all don't even live in Texas. It's a reason why plenty of people move to Texas and they bring their ass back to where I'm not from Texas. I'm not from Texas at all. I'm from Missouri. It's a reason why people move there and they come back. FYI, I lived in Dallas. Dallas is one of the most expensive cities to live in Texas. And on top of that, it's overpopulated and the rent is fucking ridiculous. So yeah, I moved from Texas to Alabama. It's not a big deal to me. I know a lot of y'all live in this fantasy world where y'all can forward everywhere, but I can't. So excuse fuck out of me. The second thing is I don't know if y'all believe in God, but I believe in God. And I seen a comment where it was like, oh, you sure that's God? Yeah, I know it's God. The thing is, a lot of y'all believe because you have God in your life that you're going to be walking in this fairy tale and there's not going to be battles that you have to go against. When I had moved back to Dallas, I had a warrant attached to my tags. Dallas police officers, they when they get behind you, it automatically runs your tags. I got pulled over 6 fucking times because of this warrant. I had said, okay, guy, you trying to be funny? You want me back in Alabama? I'm moving back to Alabama. The next day, the police officers that had pulled me over came in and said, you must got that warrant handled. I said, no, why? He go, because I'm running your tags and it don't come up anymore. So it may not seem like a fairy tale to you, but God don't put nothing in my life that I can't handle. I can handle this. Just because y'all can't don't mean I can. So if y'all really not offering nothing nice to say, please, just don't say nothing to me in my comments. I'm not gonna hold you. Also, I got accepted to a nursing program, partial scholarship that they was not offering in Texas. So yeah, whatever.